SGC Order is here. Here we go.
SGC Order just got back. It's about 13 cards. Majority of them are going to be pre-war, but then I think there's one or two here that will be a little bit later than that. So let's go ahead, get right into it. One, a little bit more oversized card. For anyone wondering about return time, I think they're running a little slow currently. So it was like 3 to 4 weeks, I believe. So a little bit, longer than advertised, but not too bad on the return time. I know people always like updates on kind of how long it's taken. So the first card here is a 1931. I don't think it qualifies as oversized, so I don't think you have to pay any more for it. It's a W517, and I'm not sure if these qualify as like strip cards per se, but yeah, you can see a little bit bigger than the other slabs. Paul Waner, a pre-war Hall of Famer. Condition on this one is pretty nice. It's got good corners and everything, no creases. And this one came back in SGC 5. So that's about what I was hoping for. I was hoping for a 4 or 5, and so came back a 5. I have already seen the grades for these, so I do know what all these are going to be, but I'll figure I'll cover them up at least for you guys. Here's some of the post-war cards. I had like 4 or 5, maybe 6 of these, 72 Mays. So I picked out the sharpest 2 that I had. They were a little off-center, but I picked out the sharpest 2 that I had, hoping I could pull some pretty good grades. This one here, I'm not sure what this one got, but I know what 2 grades I did get. And this one was the 6, so, I was sort of shooting for a 7, but 6 is probably pretty fair. I know SGC can sort of hammer the off-center cards, but this one's got a bit of a diamond cut to it, so you can see it's little slanted, the images. Yeah, super sharp corners, and one that, I had a few of them ungraded, so I figured I would just grade it, and that way I have some in slabs, some not in slabs. Next up is another 72 Mays. So we had the one that was a 6, this one also a bit off center, and this one here also sharp corners, so pretty similar. I sent them in hoping for 6s or 7s. This one came back a 5. I was hoping for a little bit higher on that one, but most of the other cards I got grades I was kind of hoping for. So if there was any I was going to get a little bit lower on, that's the one I would have picked for sure. Here is a 39 play ball, and this is a Chuck Klein. This one, another pretty sharp card. I hadn't sent in a grading order for a while. It's probably been close to a year, so I wasn't sure what to expect. This one was pretty sharp though, so I added him in and came back in SGC 5. Not bad there. Most of these were just cards I had for a while, and so I figured if they weren't moving ungraded, I would slab them up and see if that helps them, move any quicker. A T206 Polar Bear back, Johnny Evers. This one I was hoping for basically a 2, maybe a 2.5. I don't think it has any shot at higher than a 2.5. And it came back a 2, so it's got some of the pretty common sort of tobacco staining on the polar bears, but a 2 for that is not bad. Go ahead and display him back there and move on to the next one. So this one, there's no need to cover up the grade here. You can see the back has got some paper stuck to it, a little bit of paper loss here, but it is a 33 DeLong Jimmy Fox. This one I had a while, so I figured I'd send him into SGC. Came back the one, that one was pretty obvious, they didn't have any shot of being higher than that. A fairly popular, tough to find set, so that was one that I figured I could just slab up. Would make for a good addition to the order. And next up, we got some more 30s, so a few more Gaudies coming up. This is a 33 Carl Hubble. This one looks really nice, it's got pretty good color, respectable corners. I feel like it may have had some type of wrinkle somewhere. I don't remember exactly at the moment. Yeah, it's got a small little wrinkle up there. So I was hoping they would give it a 3, and it came back a 2.5. So that's not that bad. That's, only half a grade lower than I was hopeful for, which if I was hoping for a 3, that means my gut probably knew it was more like a 2, 2.5. So I'll definitely be happy with that one. And some more 33 Gaudies coming up. This one was a Paul Waner. This one has a bit better color than the Hubble did. No creasing in this one. His stuff usually goes for a bit more than his brother, Lloyd Waner. So Paul Waner, especially this Gaudi one, this is a very popular card. Like I said, no creases, good color and everything. and it got an SGC 4, so I was very happy with that one. This one I was sort of expecting a 3 or 3.5, and probably why I haven't been grading very much recently. I'm pretty tough with what I think my cards are going to get, so I was pleasantly surprised with this and a handful of other cards in the order. So hopefully I can, send out another order, and I actually already have another one filled out, so that one's going to be on the way here. This was a bit of a test run to see how SGC was grading things currently. This is a 33 Gaudi Mel Ott. And this one, it looks really nice on the front. It's obviously got some corners touched up, maybe a smallest little wrinkle here, some wear on the back, kind of up here. I don't know if I would call it paper loss, as more as just like scuffing. It's super faint. And so this one, I was hoping for anything higher than a 1. I was a little bit worried about that on the back there, so I was hoping for a 2, and that's really what I was looking for. Scared at the off chance that they would give it a 1, because a 2 is worth almost double what a 1 goes for, and I got the 2 I was hoping for. So this one, I was very happy to get that grade. Seems like especially with 33 Gaudis, SGC seems a little more lenient than they would be with some other cards. Just for example, if we take the Paul Wainer and put it up with this maze, only being 1 grade apart. I know they say they don't grade them based on the decade that they're from or based on how old they are, but I find it kind of hard to believe that the maze is only 1 grade higher than the Paul Wainer. But hey, I'd much rather have the grade bump on the Wainer than on the maze. So like I said, happy with how these grades came out. Just something I thought I'd noticed a little bit. Couple post-war cards here. Few of the Leafs. So this is a Luke Appling. Had a bunch of these in my recent videos. Picked out one of the nicest ones to send to SGC, see what they would give it. Came back a 4.5. So it's got really nice color. Obviously, I have a few of these slabbed already, and basically just too many to deal with at the moment. So I sent him off, came back pretty happy with that grade. Outside of the centering, it's a very, very nice copy of the card. A couple more Leafs I sent out. This one is the Ralph Kiner. Another one with a little bit of centering issues, but the good, surface color and good sharp corners on this one. So this one came back a 5. So I was happy to get that. It was another one I was glad to see. I'm sure we are all aware of the Leaf cards. Very, very popular set. One I always like to have. Next up, one final Leaf card, and then we got one more. Looks like a 33 Gaudi again. So Phil Rizzuto. This one pretty similar to the Kiner, maybe a little bit more off-center, left to right rather than top to bottom. And that one came back a 4, which is sort of what I was hoping for. I didn't really expect any higher than a 4, so pretty happy with that overall. Once again, good color and everything. And I just had a lot of these Leafs, so I figured I would send off some of them to get graded. We'll go through all these one more time here at the end before we round it out. But the final card, grade reveal here is going to be this 33 Gaudi Lefty Grove. Very off-center, and I guess that's paper loss on the corner there. But, good color and everything, so sent it off and came back a 1.5, so happy with that. Like I said, SGC usually hammers those off-center cards, but a 1.5 I think is pretty fair on this one, because it does have some light wrinkling and stuff too. But we'll go ahead and go back through them all one more time. So we got the 33 Gaudi Lefty Grove, 1.5. The Rizzuto, just kind of going backwards here in order, in a 4. The Ralph Kiner in a SGC 5. Luke Appling Leaf 4.5. And all of these will be up, ideally up on the eBay store that I'll leave a link to in the description before this video uploads. 2.5 on this nice Carl Hubble here. So go ahead and check that out if any of these caught your eye. A 33 Ott SGC 2. And the color on that one's really, really nice. I like that one a lot. Paul Wainer came back a 4. Super nice color on this one. Jimmy Fox 33 DeLong. This one is a 1, obviously. T206 Polar Bareback SGC 2. The 39 play ball Chuck Klein came back a 5. 2 1972 Willie Mays came back 5 and 6. And then the W517 Paul Wainer SGC 5. So again, if you guys are still watching, I appreciate it. Thank you for checking out the video, and I will see all you guys next time.